us this week. Big time challenge on the road at UTSA. A team that is 23-0 in conference play at home since 2020. A team that when you watch them on video, they could easily be the top team in our conference off of talent and what they have on their roster. And they're a team that's got a lot of pride. And so a lot of respect for them. We got our work cut out for us. Really big challenge on the road. That, like I said, at home, since 2020, their conference record's 23-0. Haven't been beat. So we'll find out if we can do something that hasn't been done in a long time. We got to play better football, and that's really been the focus for us, is just continue to improve. So with that, we'll open it up.
What have you all been trying to kind of fix in order to prepare for that matchup for a team that's been so dominant at home? Like, what's been the main thing? I know you talked about the hasn't looked pretty, but you all been tough. Like, I don't know if it resonates from that or what the.
Yeah, well, some of it's what does the other team do well. You have to kind of identify what are their strengths, and you work on some of that. And some of it's also reflected on maybe where have we not maximized who we are. You know, like no hiding from it. We haven't been great in the red zone at times offensively. That's an area of emphasis. Defensively, I feel like just communication on the back end, secondary-wise in particular. We got to play cleaner and communicate at a higher level. Those are probably the two biggest emphasis we've had internally, just structurally, that we have to improve upon.
So you mentioned yesterday you were pleased with Army not allowing the chunk plays. You've been a lot better this year to not allowing rushing plays, and UTSA's had a ton of them this year. What do you feel like has been the difference in your defense this year?
UTSA's been really good at it. Robert Henry, this running back for them, number 3, wow. He's been, like, phenomenal. 11 hats to the football. You're not going to fit everything perfect. Overlap on defense, second and third level players overlapping maybe things that don't fit right. And then, being sure tacklers. Leveraging the ball properly is a big deal. If you're supposed to be outside, be outside. And so I think those are big components to it, and straining. I think when you watch great defenses, you watch their effort to the football, and it's non-negotiable. And so I think when we've played good defense, that's kind of presented. When we not play our best, that's presented the wrong way.
Yeah, I might as well get the elephant in the room out of the way.
What's the elephant in the room?
Could you
I'm kidding.
talk LSU's vacancy and you being linked to it for
I'll say this, and Jeff, I love you. I love all y'all for being here. Y'all cover our program. I'm grateful for it. You got a job to do. You got to ask that question. I got a job to do. It's to coach the Tulane football team. I've dealt with it every year as a head coach. I understand it comes with the territory. I get those questions because we're having success. That's about our players. And the coaching carousel to me is not even a thought because we're in the mid-season phase. So whatever somebody else wants to do, another program wants to do, what people want to speculate, they're free to do that. UTSA has my 100% focus. Our team playing the best it can has my 100% focus. We haven't played our best yet. I'm a little bit urgent and nauseous and fear complacency because we haven't played very good yet. And so whatever's going out there in that world, that's great for people to speculate. Man, just like you got a job to do, you got to ask me that question. I got a job to do. It's coach this football team.
Have you addressed any of this with your team, though?
Yeah, so that's a good question. In the summer, we did a speaker series. Kellen Moore talked to our team. Michael Parrington talked to our team. I had an NFL agent talk to our team. I had a financial planner talk to our team on Wednesdays during the summer. At the end of July, the guest speaker was me. I talked to our team, and I said, hey, guys, here's the deal. I didn't address distractions that come up in the season last year very well. I think we had maybe some players that were distracted. I'm never distracted. I'm so freaking micro-focused on how do we just get a little better every day. But I pulled back the curtain for our team, and I said, guys, there's coach movement, there's player movement, our players got agents now, right? We're the NFL. So we got more player movement now than the NFL does. NFL, those guys have binding contracts, right? Like for a certain number of years. Our guys, they can move all the time. And so what I discussed with our team this summer in late July before we started training camp is like, man, if you're in this room, you're all into this team. Coaches, players, everybody. Like through the season. And the way I defined that for them, I said, guys, this is before the portal window got moved to January 2nd. I said, the portal opens in early December. Man, through the conference championship game, which I would love to be a part of, everybody's undivided attention is on this. And if we're fortunate enough to play in the college football playoff, then man, everybody's attention's on that. But, like, don't let distractions creep in. There is no midseason transfer portal for our players. There is no midseason coaching carousel for me or for our staff. Like, we've got plenty of coaches that have had opportunities to leave last year. If I didn't want to be the head coach at Tulane, if I was most concerned with coaching at a Power 4 school, I wouldn't be here because I've had those opportunities. If I was only making decisions based upon money, I wouldn't be here because I've had other people offer me more money. I freaking love what I do. I love where I do it. I love who I do it with. Man, I'm coaching this freaking team. It's all I'm worried about. Our guys know that. They feel that. If they don't feel that, they need to come hang around me because I'm like a maniac right now. I'm like just getting this team better because we're not great. We're pretty average.
Do you think that last year, because I mean obviously you even just mentioned it, dealing with this last year as well, do you think that provided maybe like a learning experience of how to attack it, just the whole situation with the guys?
Maybe a little. You go through experiences and you hope you learn from all of them, whether it be a game or anything in life. I try to learn anything I can from any situation. So I think you learn some stuff. I don't want to address the stuff with our team in the season very much. So my way of addressing it to them is looking them in the eye and going, hey, no distractions. Everybody good? Good. Let's freaking get ready for practice. I'm not distracted by any of it. I'm trying to go 1-0 Thursday night. That's it. In a place that nobody in conference has gone into that place and gone 1-0 in 5 years. That's got my focus fully.
They're noisy. I mean, it's noisy in that stadium.
Yeah.
Can you address that?
Yeah, we've practiced with crowd noise for a couple of days. Today was a walkthrough day, so we didn't. We'll have it back out tomorrow. I think they pipe some noise in. I think they do a good job. They do. If you watch like the European soccer or whatever, and they got those little sticks people bang, they got those things in the stadium. So they make some artificial noise, kind of like at Mississippi State you play, and they got the cowbell. It's a way to create more noise. I think they may pipe some in through the speakers. I don't really know. I don't think it's legal. I don't think anybody's investigating it. We just got to be ready to deal with it. So we should be prepared for it, hopefully. But I think that's helped them create a home field advantage for sure. It's been loud there for people.
You mentioned Robert Henry and just how good he's been. Is it the explosive plays or what is it that's like allowed him to have a special season so far?
Well, I think the big plays stick out. He's had, I think, 4 runs of maybe more than 70 yards, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact. He's had some really big ones. You watch him, you're like, oh, there's another home run. But then he's a tough, physical, hard-nosed runner, and he gets dirty yards too. He gets muddy yards. So I think sometimes you see guys that are home run threats that don't really get the dirty yards. Then I think you see some guys that get the dirty yards that don't have the home run ability. He's kind of a guy that does both. So that's a challenge in of itself because he's a hard tackle in the box that'll make a 4-yard gain, an 8-yard gain. But he's also a guy that'll make you an 8-yard gain, an 80-yard gain if you're not careful. And so you've got to be really good against him. I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's as good of a back as I've seen us play this year. I haven't watched the whole country play, but from what I've seen, he's as good as anybody we've played to date.
When you look at the Army game, I know most of you kind of throw out what the defensive game plan was, but you talk about things like overlapping in the secondary, leverage, and tackling. Is there some value of playing, such a tough, odd team like Army in the middle of the year when it comes to just those little things?
I think what playing a team like Army does is it checks your detail and communication, and we didn't do a great job in the secondary. I think it also checks your toughness, which we did a pretty good job of matching the physicality of the game. So I think secondary-wise, we got to communicate better and have better vision on maybe some route stuff. And then I think in the box, though, we played with a real admirable level of consistency and grit and toughness. Doesn't mean we're perfect, but you play an offensive outfit that has no problem rushing for 350 yards on a lot of people, like no big deal. And I think we answered the call on a lot of the run game stuff. Where I was probably displeased was just depth and vision and coverage and those sort of things, and communication on the back end.
Chris Rogers had a huge game.
Yeah, he did.
How much? I mean, it wasn't that big a surprise with what he's done, but how much has he developed this year?
You know, it's been cool to see Chris grow. He's been with me since a freshman. He came to Troy. He's from Corinth, Mississippi. I'll never forget sitting in his mama's house, and his mom was saying, "Coach, he's coming to Troy. He's going wherever you are." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm at Troy. Come on." And we beat Nebraska on him in recruiting. I don't know how we did that. They had some NIL money. We had some Chick-fil-A. But, man, Chris is a freaking great kid. It's been really cool to watch his growth. You know, he came to us. He really was like a high school running back and kind of like a just do everything athlete on defense. Like they just kind of put him all over the place. And then we brought him in and we played him an inside linebacker, but against teams that wanted to get big, or maybe like Army last week, if we were fully healthy at inside linebacker, he really would have played to the field some on the edge. He's matured with Dixon and Sam being out for a little while. I think you've seen him even become a better leader because he knows he has to in that room. And so very proud of him, bright future. Just cool to see a guy's growth, where he's come from to where he is. And I still think he's got a long way he can keep going. I don't think he's anywhere near maxed out in his development.
You talked about earlier about how you don't feel like you're there yet. I know you're obsessed with these down to details. I mean, what puzzles you most about this team?
Well, just consistency on some stuff. Like we got great kids in this locker room. Like this, I couldn't call them kids. We got great young men. Like they're young men that are becoming men. And I like the character. I like the people. I think the challenge, and I'm not trying to use this as an excuse because everybody in our world is dealing with this now. The challenge is we've got 5 returning starters back. And I know you can go, well, you're 7 games in. Yeah, that's right. But, like, there's a lot of guys that there's no carryover from, like, hey, I taught you this a year ago. You should just know it now. It's like, hey, I'm having to teach some stuff. Like, it's almost Groundhog Day at times where you're like, hey, remember, you have to do this. You have to do that. Like, and some of it's football-driven. Some of it's just, like, details of how you carry yourself in the building, or how you prepare, or how you take notes, or not wearing a headset into the building, because like I don't allow the guys to wear them in meeting, like into the meeting. We collect cell phones and don't allow phones in meetings, and just guys.
Why do you do that? Just want them
I don't like distractions. Yeah, I want them to talk. So in team meals, when we go to the hotel, like I don't allow phones out in the meal room, so I want them to talk to each other, because this day and age, our guys, if they go to a team meal and they're allowed to have their phone out, you'll walk in, there'll be a table of 8 guys and I'll be, and it's like it's crack. I mean, it's like it's got some drugs or something in it. I'm like, put the thing down, talk to your teammate, find out what he's got going in life, or maybe his background or his story, or like, humans over hardware. I got a cell phone. I would love to take my cell phone and throw it in the Mississippi River. I would love it. I can't because I got a job and kids and stuff, but I want them to interact. So going back, I think we're having to train them on how to like do life, and part of that's football too, but football's a small part of it.
To that point, is it somewhat encouraging that you haven't played your best football yet, but you've still found a way to kind of win in different ways, 6-1?
It's encouraging. It's frustrating. It's every emotion you can imagine. I'm having so much fun coaching this group because they're tough and they're resilient and they find ways to win. I'm also like pulling my hair out because I'm like, can we just play good football one week? Like just play normal, clean, like y'all look like you've been coached in every detail football. And so we're not there yet. I'd love to get there. We better get there soon or it's going to get exposed quickly because we're playing a great team this week. But that is encouraging, though, that we still have a whole lot out there to be in the position we're in and still really feel like, man, we got a lot of room for growth is exciting. Good. Appreciate y'all. Roll wave. No distractions for y'all either, all right?